Regrettable mistakes. Here is 7 regrettable mistakes ladies make with men. It's commonly said, and I quote, "A wise man learns from his mistakes and from the mistakes of others, but a foolish man doesn't learn from others and the mistakes he made." I love women dearly, and I cherish them. Every reasonable man should do this. But my heart bleeds when I see them become recipients of relationship issues in the hands of men. If many of them were wise enough, they'd have learned from others' mistakes before they find themselves in one. How I wished I have the power to prevent ladies from making mistakes, but I trust this article to equip you if you adhere to the truths in it. Grab a bottle of chilled Coke with your popcorn as I take you through these truths, and it's my prayers that you won't make these mistakes. Let your amen sound like thunder. Mistakes 1. Giving him sex prior to marriage. Do you know what sex means to a man? Shh. Let me tell you now. An average man wants sex from ladies, but a real man needs lovemaking from his wife. Sex to a man is to ease his sexual urge or soften his sexual feelings when it comes. But sex to you means bonding. A man can have sex with many ladies and may not feel connected to any, but a woman cannot have sex with men and not feel drawn to the one who did it well. Giving a man sex before marriage is like auctioning your body. No matter how rich you are, you can't test drive some cars, you must buy them. If you give a man sex before marriage, it doesn't mean he'll love you or marry you. You've only proven to him that you're cheap to get. Premarital sex is an outright evil. It reduces your worth as a lady. It destroys your body gradually. It's a sin against God, and it has more far-reaching consequences. Mistakes 2. Allowing him to press do-re-mi on your body. 2 areas of a woman's body that catches a man's attention are the Chelsea, breast, and Arsenal, buttocks. The third one is the face. When a man often presses do-re-mi on your body, he breaks down your wall of self-control until a day comes that he'll freely enter the place. Sabi, you know the place? If he touches you indecently once, take it as a mistake, but if it reoccurs, it's intentional. And as such, give him that look that would call him to order. But if you laugh sheepishly, he'll keep doing it until your moo-moo button will be activated for sex one day. Mistakes 3. Taking "I will marry you" as a visa to marriage. Who "I will marry you" ep? A man that has just said "I will marry you" is only making a promise and not a commitment. Action, they say, speaks louder than words. Let his actions for marriage speak. Don't be stupefied by his promise. It's cheap to make promises, but difficult to fulfill it. Lots of empty promises have made lots of ladies to give their all to a man who's only taking them for a ride. Please learn so that you can avoid stories that touches the heart. Mistakes 4. Building your life around a man who sees no future in you. Why would you do that? Until you're sure that a man is serious, don't take him serious or commit your heart to him. I make no apology for that. It's unwise to build your life around a man that's not taking you serious. Some men are only taking you for fun or using you to while away time because they're still single and searching or not ready for a serious relationship. By their fruits, you shall know them. He won't talk marriage with you. He won't discuss the future with you. He won't incorporate you into his life. All that he's going to talk about is pleasure, sex, and fun. Be careful of such men. They're plenty. Even inside the church, you find them. Before you end up as being friend-zoned, zone him out of your life. If you don't know how, I can recommend a surveyor for you to help you with that. Mistakes 5. Loving a man more than God. This is the greatest of all mistakes most ladies make. Many of you are so into a man that you have no place in God. You've given your all to him, and God has no place in your life. This is foolishness of the highest order. If you love a man more than God, he'll take you for granted and treat you as a piece of trash. Because he doesn't cherish you, he'll toy with your heart. Be so into God that it'll cost a man to pursue God before he gets your heart. Don't be so cheap that your price can be bought with shawarma, latest iPhone, or cash. Be like the Proverbs 31 woman, whose price is far above rubies. If you love a man more than God, he becomes your idol, and God hates idol worshippers. Do you still remember the 10 Commandments? Don't worship him, worship God. Love God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. Not a man, even your husband, shouldn't take the place of God. Mistake 6. Waiting for a man to engage you before you feel complete. This is another mistake ladies make. Let me shock you with this truth. You don't need a man to complete you. A man needs you to complement him. I'm not saying this to promote feminism. That God created the woman for the man doesn't mean the woman's life is a useless thing until she's married. Why should being single bother you when you can get a life now? Pursue your career, learn a trade, master your craft, discover your God-given purpose. Fulfill it. Develop godly and enviable character, build capacity, be the best that you can be in what your hands find doing. But don't use your body sinfully. Allow God to make you a wholesome person before a man comes into your life. Don't rush to be engaged to a man when you're still an incomplete half. Be a complete single lady. When God makes you, you'll become the best fit for your man. But if you wait for a man to make you feel complete, while important things are left unattended to in your life, you'll be deformed. Mistake 7. Depending solely on what Mauji says while making marital decisions, men of God are not God. They are to lead you to God. Any MOG that leads you to himself is making himself a god, and it's an offense that's punishable under divine laws. Back to my gist. Don't depend solely on what MOG says on who to marry. You can get access to God if you draw closer to him. See, God hasn't gone on sabbatical leave. Draw closer to him, and you'll discover that the only difference between you and MOG is their calling, which you must respect. But when it comes to choosing who to marry, don't wait on what they tell you. Know what God is saying too. If you depend solely on them, you'll be confused, but when you hear God first, whatever they say would be a confirmation, a recheck, or a neglect. May you never make an irredeemable mistake in life. What other things did you think I omitted? Kindly be generous to drop it below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe us. Visit again.